What's up, gang? We're back with another film breakdown. This time we're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders. Now look, I did a breakdown way before the season started, breaking down some of his film from last year, and I was very high on him. He had a really good season this year at Colorado, threw for 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, and only 10 interceptions. Had a pretty solid year. Now look, he was my consensus #1 overall quarterback last year before Cam Ward burst onto the scene. Now we have some other late risers and all this and that, so we're still gathering information. We're going to go break down one of his games from this past year and see what's what. Let's get into the film. Let's get this thing started, man. Gonna get him rolling out on a boot, a little Ralph slide, great ball location, nice and easy. Bam, we're rolling. Nice and easy. Wants to score a touchdown. We're only gonna watch the passes, by the way. We're only looking at him. Good ball location. This is one thing I want to see. Like, where's the ball ending up on these easy pat and go routes on air type of plays? Because that'll translate. Good ball location. He should have got north and south. 1, 2, 3. Plant throw, balls out. I'm telling you, hey, that's what I'm talking about now. 3rd and 3. This is critical. This is an NFL rep right here. This is an NFL rep. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, plant throw, balls out. Great base. He kind of throws like a puncher, which is nice to see. He doesn't need to overstride into things. Let's watch it from the back view. Watch his feet. And ball location. That's money. I mean, that's tight coverage. That's an NFL rep. He's pretty polished, man. Easy. I actually really like that he pitched that. I know it's a forward pass. So much better to pitch that than to throw it and be willing to miss. Smart. All right. Now we got trips, play action. Gonna get out of there a little bit. Scramble. Willing and able as a runner. Like, he's not a blazer or anything, but he's athletic. He can move with his feet. That's all you need to do in the NFL. Can you move the chains with your feet on 3rd downs? This one's 2nd down, so he doesn't really need it, but he obviously does not have his dad's speed, but he can move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, gonna have a problem. Don't know if he got it back to the line of scrimmage. That's unfortunate. You're gonna see some of this in this Colorado film. There's some leakage. There's some pass pro problems. What I will say is it's gonna be a 5-man protection. They're sliding this way. You're hot. This is your guy. So what you really want to do, let's go back and see it from the other angle maybe. Yeah. What you really want to do when you feel this guy creeping, like he's creeping, this guy's capped, there's a really kind of risky blitz by them to be mugged in the A gap, and he's got to be responsible for the running back on a free release. So what I would tell him is, should be to the running back right now because you're hot. But maybe they don't know that in their protection scheme. I don't know. In college, like, I can't even tell you. Couldn't even tell you what they're being coached to do, but I know in the NFL, that's the answer. He blitzes, you replace it here, and if he's not looking, beam him in the back of his shoulder pads. However, if his eyes are already over here, I think he's got to drop that ball off. That's a completion. He wants to go make a play. Is what it is. I don't think he's that guy to make plays like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the pocket. Finds the open guy. Does his job. It's hard to grade guys on some of this college film. But I'm trying to look at him in a vacuum. Like, can he do what he's going to be asked to do in the NFL? All right, here we go. Trips left open. Play action. Got leakage, soft part of the pocket. Gonna have to scramble, make a play. Can he flip his hips? Nobody can get around the edge. And get the ball down. I like that. Man, I really love that pocket presence. Come on now, that's a highlight play. This is what I like about him. And this, to me, this kind of feels CJ Stroud-esque. Let's see the pocket. And that's the thing. Like, CJ Stroud doesn't play the game necessarily like a crazy athlete, but he's athletic and uses his ability to buy time in the pocket and deliver strikes and keep his eyes downfield. That's my comp. In my opinion, Shedeur's like a lesser CJ Stroud. Back in the pocket, sets it deep to then reclimb vertical. This is how you scramble within the pocket without having to get out and, I guess, limit the time clock on the play. And watch, keeps his eyes downfield. Delivers a dot. I mean, that's an NFL caliber play. That is an NFL caliber play. Let's watch the pocket presence here. This is nuts. Right here. Climbs right there a little bit. Nope. Then he drops back, resets it deep to then reset the pocket. Keeps his eyes downfield, delivers a dot in the back of the end zone. That's money. I like what I'm seeing out of that. And now look, this video is brought to you by Sleeper per usual. So we're going to have a little fun with this little pick segment. I'm making this video before the Super Bowl. So we're going to add a little Super Bowl entry, put it together, see what we can cook up. Remember, if you guys are new to the game, you can go to sleeper.com/promo/Kurt, deposit $10, place a $5 entry, and Sleeper will give you $55 in free plays to go get busy with. Now let's talk Super Bowl. We've been riding the hot hand with Saquon Barkley, and I'm looking at him right now. It's going to be a Saquon game, okay? I think that he's going to have 2 receptions. I think he might have 3. Last week, he didn't really have to do a whole lot. LA Rams, he had 4. What I'm really thinking here is I think that he's going to have some decent pops in the receiving yards game. Right now, his line is set at 14.5. And that's about as low as you can get it, but it's a 1.88 multiplier. That is one good Saquon reception. I don't think they're just going to be able to run the ball in between the tackles the entire game. KC's pretty stout, so give me Saquon Barkley to pop 1 screen, 1 reception, 1 anything. That's going to set the stage for this. Now, the next part of this, I'm going to go down into our bag of tricks here. I'm looking at the receptions. We're going to keep this simple. Everybody's on Xavier Worthy. Give me Hollywood Brown to have 3 receptions this game. 1.24 multiplier. I think this is an absolute gimme. In my mind, all we need is Saquon to pop 1 reception. 1 15-yard reception. He might get 2. And this is going to hit. We're going to go $50 on this. We'll pay out $116. Book it.
You can book it.
That's our first entry. We're going to have another one in the next film breakdown coming after this. Let's get back to the video. I think what you're seeing out of Shedeur is a different play style that is more safe than some of these really exciting players. It's calculated. He doesn't really put the ball in danger too much. Play action, little, like he can operate an offense. And I'm not going to lie to you. I think what I see out of Shedeur, no shit, is a mix between CJ Stroud and Jared Goff. I think he has a similar throwing motion to Jared Goff. It's a little bit elongated, but it's smooth. Good ball location there. I think we found it, man. I think we found our comp. It's CJ Stroud meets Jared Goff, which works in today's NFL. Athletic enough to make plays out of the pocket. Like creative enough, but also like on schedule and like on time with his feet and rhythm, cares about his accuracy, isn't trying to make a bunch of wow plays, takes care of the football for the most part. Like, little throwaway. I like it. Like I think we're so used to seeing these exciting prospects that do all this, that, and the other and have this crazy attribute set one way or the other. He's just kind of not like that. He's just smooth. And there's something to be said about having a quarterback that's smooth, safe, can has good pocket presence right here. Like he's a pocket scrambler is what I call it. Buying time in the pocket, navigating this, like drill work while keeping your eyes downfield, giving your guys more time to navigate, where some guys are like just scramblers. They get out of the pocket to get into open space and then process on the run. He's processing from the pocket, buying time. There we go. And is willing and able to run just enough to get the yards they might need. I like that throw. I know a lot of people are probably like, what do you mean? To be able to navigate a free edge rusher, he put the ball up top and came down with it on purpose to make sure he didn't get a hand on it and found no completion. Like that's, so many guys get those batted down because they just throw it with the same throwing motion every single time and it's frustrating. Okay. Smooth. Whoa. He was trying to make a play to his guy. I don't even blame him. Travis Hunter probably wants those balls. Pause. Little high though. God, how did he not die? Here we go. To the field side, nice and easy. Close. Man, if he was just like a slight more quick twitch. I don't think that's like a developable trait necessarily. He's such a smooth athlete. It's not real quick twitch. It's like smooth and deliberate, which is fine. That almost got out the gate. Like some people you can see just like snap the ball and like can have like crazy reaction throws. But that's not really him. Standing there and deliver while getting hit though. And that's a dime, man. Oh my gosh. He is checking a lot of boxes, dude. He knows how to play quarterback. Free rusher, shortens down his drop because he was going to 3-step and hitch into that. Ends up turning it into basically a plant. Changes his release angle. Puts air on the ball because he knows his receiver is going to have to adjust. and drops a dime, man. That is so nice. You love to see it. And these are the things that scouts are going to love to see too. I like that. Now they're getting back on the ball. Hurry up. See if they can get a little freebie. Oh, you got him. Cut it. Ah. You know, unfortunately, these guys right here are not block releasing on a route because they had him. He could have thrown it right here and he wanted to, but he's just not looking. So, like, I wouldn't take this sack on him as much as, like, that's just unfortunate. He wanted to go here with the ball. But it is what it is. All right, getting backed up a little bit. 3rd and 23. Can we make a play? Pocket presence. Pocket presence. Is what it is, I guess. You don't want to take a sack there and knock yourself even deeper out of field goal range, but here we are. That was kind of a dime. Instead of kicking a field goal, they know it's far. He's like, might as well just throw a Hail Mary. Buys it to the soft part of the pocket, throws it up. Guy inside releases. Maybe it's a post. A lot of times in college when we had a post called and it was press man, they'd audible on the fly to a go ball because go balls are better than post versus press. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's something they do and they just miscued, but that was an ugly way to end that drive. I will say that. Trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, but that was gross. But how can you get back on track? Timing, accuracy, ball placement. 1, 2, 3, balls out. Wow. Did he really catch that? I don't know if he caught that. I do like this as a reaction throw. I don't like that he was staring there the whole way. Guy should have caught it probably, but he still got killed. Just getting a little bit sloppy right now. Let's see if he can find a way to get back on track. You got pressure in your face. That was nice. A little back shoulder fade versus 2-man. I like it. DB flips his hips. His eyes aren't on the QB. QB knows he's got any type of ball up and away outside that he can do. Receiver, make a play. That receiver's been making plays for him all year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very, very slow drop. Good job making somebody miss. Now can you go be creative at the point? I do see him, to be honest, as someone in the NFL that if he does not go somewhere that has a decent O-line, could end up taking a lot of sacks. 3rd and 9. Gonna get pressure. Maybe a little offsides. What are we saying here? This game's going crazy. 3rd and 4. There was offsides. Here we go. They're bringing house. Cover 0. Do you have an answer? Quick little out route. They fall down. He should go to the distance. Yep. So there's where a lot of those yards came from. I don't know, man. Like, there's goods, there's bads, there's ups and downs. Last year, I thought that if he could transcend into that next tier this year, that he'd be a surefire first round, like, #1 overall pick. And now, like, after seeing how the year went, like, I never really saw, like, the crazy jump. Like, nothing just jumps off the tape. And I think from my perspective, I'd be a little bit weary to take a quarterback in the first round like him that needs a lot of guys around him to, in my opinion, do really well. I think that, like, if you're going to take a guy in the top 10 at quarterback, you need a guy that's, like, can kind of make things around him better, even if the team around him's not as good, like a Josh Allen, a Jaden Daniels. Some of those types of guys, in my opinion, warrant a top 10 pick at quarterback, because the opportunity cost of taking a top 10 quarterback comes at not taking a top 10 DB, D-end, offensive lineman, maybe a running back. And I just don't think I've seen enough out of Shedeur, in my humblest of opinions, to go to like a dog shit team and last 3 to 4 years. Truthfully, I don't know if I believe that. Where if you put Shedeur on a team, like kind of like a situation like Brock Purdy had, or even like somewhere, maybe like LA Rams, where you can go sit behind Stafford, assuming he comes back for a year. Like, I could see that being a really good fit. But right now, I'm not seeing anything on tape that tells me, okay, he's worth taking a top 10 pick for, and he's going to elevate a franchise, change the program, change the ball club to new heights while having deficiencies around him that maybe he's got to cover up early on. I just personally don't see it. Not an indictment against him as a player or anything like that, because a player of his caliber can have success in the NFL, but he needs to go to the right situation with the right scheme, all of that, because he doesn't have that next level wow factor to overcompensate for a lack of talent around the board, especially on offense. So I would just be very weary about all of that throughout this whole process, but you heard it here first. I mean, like, he can read it out, obviously. He can find the open guys and all that. Can clearly do that. Looked like they had a holding call. And he's comfortable in the pocket. He's got some, like, he's got assets to him. He can read the defense. He can deliver when he's clean. Yeah, man, I think we've seen enough. We're going to wrap it up there. But look, man, again, that's not an indictment on him as a player or anything like that. But I think that's where I'm seeing his assessment. And obviously this stuff takes years to play out, but I liked him a lot last year. I wanted him to transcend and assumed that he was going to get like a lot better in his senior season, which statistically he did. And the Buffs, they got better. Get better guys around him and everything. But I never really saw him take that like really big jump as a player. I do love his poise. I love his willingness to stand and deliver. I like how he sticks to him as a player. He's smooth, he's deliberate, he's methodical. He knows how to play his game. His version of playing his game of quarterback, aka like the point guard, is his version where like he's not flashy, he's not electric, he's not exciting, but also he can get the job done. And I think there's room in the NFL for guys like him, and guys like him as a starter. That shit matters. You look at guys like Will Levis with the Titans who just turn the ball over a lot, have these crazy like just stupid plays. Like, he's not going to be starting for long. Guys like Shedeur will go in those situations, and maybe if the defense plays well as that game, they can navigate and do the right things. Honestly, he gives me like Bryce Young meets CJ Stroud meets Jared Goff, skill set wise, somewhere in that realm where it's like, I think CJ Stroud was worth a top 5 pick. I don't think Bryce Young was worth a top 5 pick, even though he had a good strong end of the season last year. I don't think anybody would take Jared Goff with a top 5 pick, top 10 pick, but like, there's stuff there. There's something there, right? Like, each of them have their own little thing that makes them special in their own way. I think that's Shedeur in a way. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him getting taken in like the late first round, maybe even like mid second round. I think there's a spot for him, but I also think that teams need to be weary about their current situations and truly ask themselves, if they're a top 10 pick team, does he come in day one and elevate us, for one? And is the opportunity cost of taking him over one of these stud receivers, stud DBs, stud whatever, worth it? So that's the question they'll have to ask themselves. That's my honest feedback and opinion of Shedeur at this point in time. Subject to change. Things change. Maybe he has a great training period. Maybe he shows out, does whatever at the combine. I don't know. Things change. These are ever flowing. But as of today, January 31st, that's what I think of Shedeur. If you guys like these types of videos, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know who you want to see next. We got a good one on the way. Milrow. Let's see what's up.